It's the NFL on EA Sports as we welcome you into Paycor Stadium on the riverfront here in Cincinnati. Tonight we kick off Week 7 with a great Thursday night matchup here, as it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday Night Primetime. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as they'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. They'll begin here with a run by Brown. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
On 2. Here we go, here we go.
Here's Burrow. This one complete to Yoshibas. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
11.
Third down, here's Brown. And he's got the first as they bring him down at the 28-yard line. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play. The Bengals at 5-1 here in this early part of the season. They've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row. And
I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Gun.
They go right back to the ground here, and Brown. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. You look at the Steeler defense. They were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
And they needed to be because that game was a game you don't see very often anymore. Low scoring, slugging it out in the trenches. One play can make the difference type of a game, and they got it done.
They keep it on the ground. Again, it's Brown. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Here comes 3rd down at 7.
Let's get set. Wide 80.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And that will be incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
So on 4th down, Ryan Rico on to punt for the Bengals. Deep to return is Scotty Miller. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great Coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
Now Rodgers. He'll find Metcalf. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for second down.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. 7 yards there and a first down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
630.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. On the sideline, he's got Austin. And he'll be touched down at the end, but a big play on that one. He was out there waving his arms. When you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
That run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all of their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through, pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on the headset right now saying, we got it going, boys. Let's keep it going.
Here's 2nd and 3.
Hey, 88, 50.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. To the right side and complete to Metcalf. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. Here's Rodgers to throw. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his 3rd completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And the top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running downfield, and hope you can create a little bit of havoc.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Inside.
Now run straight ahead with 1. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. But keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
Here's 3rd and 9.
Box it. Jump up, 18.
To throw is Rodgers. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
For the field goal, a 30-yard attempt.
Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. So the opening drive stalls out, but the field goal does get him the first points of the night.
And 3 points, not to be underestimated. How about this, right? You're on the road. You're under the lights. National television audience. This is not a dress rehearsal, partner. This is for real. And a pretty nice opening statement.
Got able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think if this helps or hurts their momentum.
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
And he stopped immediately there. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. Third down and 9. You look at this Steeler defense. And this unit, very tough to throw against, currently second best in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, it'd easily move into the top 5.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First catch of the game by Higgins, and he's got his guys a first down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here, as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
On 1, ready? Here we go.
This is Brown going up the middle. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly. That was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Another run for Brown on second down. And he'll get this pretty close to a first down as he's tackled at the Steelers' 44. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation.
I thought that was a good call. Passing situation on second down. They hit him with a draw instead, pick up nice yardage.
Yeah, because the draw, they're thinking pass when they see that initially defensively, right?
Well, you know, in today's NFL, most of the time on second and long, when it's a passing situation, pass rushers are on the field and they're only thinking one thing, get to the quarterback. Oftentimes you can bypass him with a running play.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. It was 3rd and short, and they go flying past the marker for a gain of nearly 30 yards.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
11. Let's get set. Big 13. 11 MT.
Right back to Brown. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Up from the secondary to make the tackle, Jalen Ramsey.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
Here we go.
Now a give, left side, Brown with it. And he will take it in for a Bengals touchdown. Chase Brown, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bengals have taken the lead. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front. Offensive line, collected victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And the returner down to a knee. This will come out to the 35-yard line.
Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best, and don't worry about the rest of it.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Throwing now is Rodgers. Austin is there and brings in another one. Well, I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th.
1st down, Steelers.
Rodgers to throw once more. That completes it again to Metcalf. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Another 1st down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards.
28-yard line.
They'll send the tight end in motion. To throw, it's Rodgers. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't get in.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
Second and 10.
30.
A handoff for Warren. And the running lane's non-existent in this 1st half as they'll stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the 1st half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Got his man, it's Warren. And he'll be stopped here well short of the 1st down at the 24-yard line. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. Boswell's kick is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in this 2nd quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hold. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the 1st half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls because these are the top 2 teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the 2nd part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape.
Here we go. Right 80, 11, Thomas. That.
On 1st and 10, here's Brown. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7.
Well, no matter how they phrase it. Staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it. 7 yards on first down. That fits the bill.
Second down and 3.
Here we 11. Stop.
They'll give this up the middle to Brown. And he gets it down to the 32. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, partner, I haven't seen a vote for most popular player on the team. This guy's got to get a lot of votes. He does not care, does he? Totally unselfish, physical runner, doesn't worry about yardage, just keeps moving the chains, being a team player.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Got him in. It's Brown. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now because they gave up the running play for good yardage 1 play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up 1st and goal. They're going to have to dig in strong now because they've been in retreat so far on this drive. This offense on the march.
Here we go. Right 80. Stop.
On the handoff, this is Brown. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
Can. Stop.
Burrow will throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. About a half-yard from the end zone, 3rd and goal.
Here we go. 11, mighty. 180.
Now it's Burrow. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Noah Fant in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bengals will extend their lead here just before halftime. McPherson on for the point after. And it's up. It's good. Our score, 14-6.
Makes the score. Bengals 14. Steelers 6. McPherson to kick off for Cincinnati.
So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And not much doing on the return. Good coverage there. Going to stop him in his tracks at the 15-yard line.
At their own 15-yard line.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people would think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
The 35-yard line.
So from 135 all the way over to the other. Here's 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That's certainly like the idea. You're down on their side of the field. Get your big play guy involved. That time, they put one up for him to see if he could pull it down in the end zone. But the coverage was good, and it winds up incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10. On the give, it's Warren. And he's got room. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
On play action, now Rodgers. Over the middle, complete. That's Warren. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Jalen Warren, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And a nifty return there all the way across the 40.
In a tie game, both sides are looking for something to give them an advantage. It often falls back on special teams, and that return, that could be the spark to untie the game.
On one, right?
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. After that last touchdown we just saw, Charles, we got ourselves a brand-new ball game, all tied here in the 3rd as they have their first possession of this second half.
And, Brandon, this drive is all about one word to me, and that's the word answer, because they're trying to answer the momentum the other offense picked up in tying the game, because not only if they score and they feel better about themselves, they'll retake the lead and maybe set the tone for the rest of the half, keeping them in the driver's seat.
From the 43, here's 2nd and 9.
11, mighty. Here we go. 180, 11, Thomas.
Now it's Burrow. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Again, a good friend in football always talks about predictive history. He's got one of their 2 touchdowns. You can understand why they tried to find him again. Weren't able to connect, but the thought, that was good.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Running right, here's Brown. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
Here we go. 11, MT, tech, 180.
An inside give, Brown. Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. 90 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along.
Here we go.
They give it to Brown. And he'll take this into the end zone for Bengal TD. Chase Brown, his second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Bengals have taken the lead. McPherson now for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. It was Miles Murphy who fired in and got him to the ground. And that sack, Charles, just looked like a case where a speedy defensive end is a little bit quicker than the offensive tackle.
Yeah, it makes it difficult for a tackle to determine what exactly to do. Do you do the kick slide and try and get back in the pocket and meet him there? Do you meet him on the line of scrimmage where they call a quick set? In any event, right now, he's having his troubles.
It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
That coach is always hard on the quarterback, reading the defense and getting into the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
He had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
They're going to line up to go for this on 4th down. Rodgers stays on the field. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Gun. Start.
Handing it off to Brown. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Here we go. Right 80.
Burrow looking to pass. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the 1st. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. That is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Noah Fant with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Bengals have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. McPherson on for the extra point. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14.
Steelers 14.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up. Converged on his man and broke the play up.
Now a run with Warren. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30.
54 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
At halftime, you had to feel like the defense had to be in a good position. They had to feel good about themselves. They've had this guy boxed in all game long, but after that run, that might be the breakthrough that he's looking for. Now they may have some difficulty dealing with him the rest of today.
Now he's going to step up and run. Rodgers sliding to a stop for the first down. 12 yards that time and a Pittsburgh first.
The defense did its job of taking away a quick throw, but that's only half the battle because they've got to get to him before he can make a run for it. A little bit late containing him there, so he makes a nice gain out of a play that looked like it was in trouble.
Hey, 88, 319, 5-9.
Now it's Rodgers. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. Third quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up.
In motion, the tight end. Here's Rodgers. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
That's a big force incompletion there to bring up 3rd and long, and this defense can still salvage a little momentum by forcing them to kick a field goal because just a few plays ago, they looked like they were headed towards the end zone.
Throwing is Rodgers. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Boswell's kick is good. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So his 3rd field goal of the ballgame brings him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And 7s and probably even 8s. You know, as a kicker, you just head out when you're called upon, so he's done his job. It's the rest of the offense that needs to get it in gear. They want to close this gap.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Bengals in possession of the football and in possession of the lead as well as we start the 4th.
From the 31, here's a 2nd and 5. From the gun, a give to Brown. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield.
That good for 19 and a first down.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Here's a give to Brown.
He finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.
Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5.
Here we go, here we go. 180.
This is Brown. And he's going to be met at about the 43. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need.
Picked up by Patrick Queen. And the Steelers are right back in this football game.
At their own 36-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. So after the INT, it's Rodgers.
Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete.
Well, I think you have to forgive him just a little bit here because he's out of the pocket trying to make a play. But he rushes this throw and just wings it downfield right over the head of his wide-open receiver.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Rodgers going to throw.
In the early days of the NFL, you could easily blame these drops on maybe some uneven or uncertain lighting in the stadium. Not anymore. The lights are pretty good.
Yeah, they're great here at night, but his 2nd drop, indeed, not a good look. The Steelers on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 10.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. That, I believe, will put him over 100 yards receiving for the game. Yes, it will. And he's got a 1st down to boot.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Now Rodgers.
Now he'll tuck this and run.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Rodgers again now. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete. So the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Rodgers now to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
How about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
He'll get it inside the 20.
And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
DK Metcalf,
48 yards.
And the Steelers have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
So a big play now as the Steelers will go for 2. Rodgers will throw for. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Picked up by Jordan Battle.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, one-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping Chili on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. Because if there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go. 180. Playing hot.
Now Burrow. That's caught over the middle by Fant. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
It's a gain of 6.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4.
Hot. 180. 11 empty. 11, 11, 11.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And out across midfield, down to the 45.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating defensively. You're a play away from getting that football back here, down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Here we go. 180.
This is Brown on the carry. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game.
On 2.
2nd and 6.
At the Steelers' 41-yard
Gun.
line.
Hot. 11 empty. 11 empty. Hot.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get through and protect the ball.
Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
180. 12. 12. 12. Hot.
Here we go with Burrow.
That is intercepted. And the Steelers are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Here's 1st and 10.
88.
Rodgers to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Shamar Stewart in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
Boy, every time I see speed like that off the edge, Charles, I just don't know how these offensive linemen do it. I would think that they would get called for holding every play, and maybe they should have been called for holding on that one.
Yeah, maybe not just holding, but sometimes you end up setting back.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Trey Hendrickson in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Now Rodgers got to have this one.
That's caught by Wilson.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Now Rodgers.
Now he's going to step up and run. Got his man. It's Warren.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. They may be a little short of the first down, but I thought that was the key.
Back to throw, Rodgers. Short throw to Smith. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 39.
That's good for a Steelers first down. A gain of 15.
To throw is Rodgers. He'll find Metcalf. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
A gain of 9 brings up second and 1.
And now down to 24 seconds after the spike.
The towels are waving. Steeler fans on their feet. It's third down.
50. We are going.
Back to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages.
What an outstanding drive right there to take the lead. And also, Charles, didn't leave their opposition with a whole lot of time on the clock.
Yeah, I like the way that you're viewing this because they did a tremendous job to put themselves in a position to win, but they can't celebrate just yet. They've got to clamp down on any big plays and force them to use up those timeouts without making any headway.
And incomplete here. So that will leave them with 16 on the clock. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
I'm fine, ready?
This is first and 10.
11 MT, 11 MT. Let's get set. 12, 12, 12. Stop.
Burrow. Pass complete to Higgins. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Here's first down.
Here we go. 11 Mighty. 11. 11 Thomas. Stop.
Throwing. Burrow. That one complete once again to Higgins.
And now they're going to get the timeout. A huge play has him in field goal range with a chance to win.
So all eyes now locked on Evan McPherson.
And it is good. He splits the uprights on the chip shot. And the Bengals are going to get out of here with a W.
What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because, remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all of what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win.
So for Cincinnati, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.